Let me tell you the story about Tim's story. It was worst trip ever. After college's exams, after college's exams were over, Tim had an idea to surprise his girlfriend Kathy, and get her to Las Vegas. She was really excited, and they decided to go by car. It was just a 5 drive on the freeway to Los Angeles, and it was their first time when they were traveled together. So he picked her up from her dorm. He was one driving, Kathy was one in the passenger seat, acting as his navigator. She had planned in advance, and she was telling whether he should go to go straight, to turn left, or turn right. And also he has a GPS in his car, but he pretended that he followed her directions. There were some fun places worth checking on the way from LA to Vegas, and it was he was hoping that a little accident wouldn't spoil the mood, and he would have a wonderful day. But he had never been wrong in his life. At that point, they were getting a little hungry, so they stopped at the roadside cafe and to have a lunch. It looked like a typical old American diner from the 60s with gleaming neon signs on the roof. So they left the car in the parking lot and walked in. Tim ordered chicken taco, French fries, and Coke. And Kathy had today's special. But food wasn't tasty, and but it was hot and fresh. And also they took some sandwiches from the menu because there were still a long road ahead of them. So when they were getting back to the car, his car was broken into. The thief stole his iPod, Kathy's wallet, and worst of all, it was that he stole Tim's favorite pair of sneakers. And as thief getting robbed wasn't bad enough, some 50 miles later, they started to feel an intense pain in his stomach, and it wasn't only just he. Kathy asked Tim stop, asked him to stop because she was about to throw up, and her face was really pale. All the symptoms suggested food poisoning, and and after it, they took some pills from Tim's first aid kit, but they didn't notice that the car was running out of the gas, and the GPS didn't show any gas station around. So they went away to fill up the tank, and they need to pull over to the side of the road, and they were standing in the middle of the desert with no hope. They sat over there on the roadside for half an hour, maybe more, when a huge cargo truck stopped by. Because Cassie was waving with her hands like crazy, and the driver got down and asked what happened. But yes, he was very helpful and lent them some gas so they could go to the nearest gas station. And at last they found a place to refill the tank and resume their nightmare journey. But at the same point, Kathy lost her patience and started yelling at him because she said that he ruined all her weekend. She said that it was all his fault, and she should has gone with her. She should has gone to her friend's party instead, and all his stuff was stolen, and they were still felt sick, and because of food, and they didn't reach Las Vegas as planned. And it was getting late, and they were so fed up with their getting away adventure, so they agreed to set up in a motel for a night. At first motel that they tried was fully booked, so they need to go to the next motel, and Tim bumped into someone's car in the parking lot, and as he was an honest man, he left a $50 bill to pay for this damage. And after that, they went to the receptionist, to the reception. There was only double room available, and breakfast included. So they filled a reservation form and checked in. But as it turned out, the room was cold and smelled with old carpets. The room was cold with the old carpet smell and cigarette smoke. There was something wrong with the heating, but Tim didn't care because he was exhausted. He just take an extra blanket, pulled over his head, and fall asleep. And the next morning they checked down and went back home, and Katie never called him again.